How about Mr. Fantastic and the Fantastic Four? Switch 2 versus Stream Deck. And best versus the worst, or best and the worst. All of that right now.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 272. Game God, Magic Mike in the house, producer.
272? I don't think it's 272.
Oh, did I say 272? 472. Hey, you guys got me again.
Listen, I thought it was a throwback episode. I was like, okay, I wasn't ready for this.
Before we came on, I said, if I say anything wrong, just correct me. And you guys were all silent during that entire spell. So
no, once you said we had to wait for you to be done, then we said, yeah, that's not 272.
No, you could just I gave it to you to hop in right away.
Oh man, look, he's gonna get on us for it, I guess.
Did I not say that?
Yeah,
No,
we
you didn't say
corrected
that.
you.
No, but I set you up with a softball just for you to come in. No one
Oh.
We said, are you sure it's 272? That's what we said. You didn't hear us?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, see, there you go. See?
There you go. The
Well,
throwback
like
episode.
272.
I did that because I think it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I said something like I don't know what I said, like 260 something. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
You
No.
don't? Okay.
No, never
That's
happened.
all right.
If I don't remember it, doesn't happen.
It didn't happen. I'm good with that. And I was dead serious when I said it. I was like straight
were.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hey, I'm
this
getting
week-
young.
this
I don't
week-
remember it.
This week I'm not so serious. All right. Well, anyway, you guys are a ball of fun here. Thanks.
Hey, I had to adjust my mind.
With you guys tonight.
I had to adjust my mind. It's
we
like
went
two.
back to 272 podcast.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, I don't think Facebook was around at
I think
272.
I think you guys had more energy in 272, so I figured maybe that might help too. But
Man,
evidently
I
not.
mean,
Oh,
throwback
goodness gracious.
episode.
All right. Well, that didn't go like I thought it was going to go. Yeah.
Googly moogly.
You guys, you go ahead. Come on. Who's going to lead the charge here?
Oh. So listen, I've been waiting all week to start this topic with you guys.
Okay.
And
Which
it's-
topic?
It's the Mr. Fantastic topic, right?
Okay.
And I gotta tell you, the new trailer came out. We talked a little bit about it last week. You guys were like, I don't see nothing good about it. Galactus looks the same, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to rehash that conversation. So
Okay,
it got me
okay.
thinking. Do you guys realize there was at this point, there's 4 different Fantastic Four actors. Do you
Mhm.
guys remember who they are?
4 Mr. Fantastic Four. Excuse me, Mr.
Movie
Fantastic
actors.
movie actors.
Movie actors, yes.
4.
I
of
don't
them.
remember the
Okay,
names, but yes,
Ian-
I do know who they
Ian something another.
Yeah,
That's-
Grudfud? Or,
Yeah,
are.
Grudfud.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. yeah.
Okay, that could be it.
Yeah. He was in the Fantastic Four back in 2005.
Miles
Yeah.
Teller.
Miles Teller was the one in 2015.
I don't even know who that was. I didn't even see that one.
Yeah,
So
I think that was the one with
Didn't see it. Whatever it was, didn't see it.
okay.
That was
I
the
didn't
bomb.
see it either.
That was the one that bombed.
I come on, let's be
Correct.
honest. Was it really a good one? Let's be honest. You're saying that was the one that
Wait a minute,
bombed.
hold on a second. If you go
What?
back to the original one with Chris Evans as Human Torch, you
Uh-huh.
had Jessica Alba as
He's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
what?
Go ahead.
What do you
Chris
mean?
Evans. Flame on.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
come
Thank
on,
you.
man. Keep
Thank you,
up.
Magic Mike.
Come on.
Jeez, I'm in the middle of a serious conversation here. And you want to
So now he's
be
upset
all
because
jokey
he's in the middle
jokey
of
because
something. Or before.
I'm gonna have to work on your timing, sir. All right,
Man,
so
man.
So then you got Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever his name is,
Was it
Detective so-and-so.
Chickley?
Yeah,
Chickley guy?
Michael Chicklets, yeah.
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 I
Chicklets,
don't
yeah.
know, or whatever his name is, yeah. As the Thing. You telling me that wasn't pretty good?
No.
I
I'm
disagree.
not telling. I'm telling you, it's
It's
not that
pretty
good.
good.
I mean, it was good enough for them to make a sequel, but it was.
Yes.
They did have a sequel, 2007, Rise of the Surfer.
Yes,
Rise of the
which
Silver Surfer.
which that one, okay.
Not so much.
But the first one, I liked the first one.
Yeah, the first one was good.
And you don't remember Miles Teller in that one?
No, that he wasn't in that one.
No, he wasn't in that.
No. I'm saying I know in 2015,
Okay.
Miles Teller. That's when I think Michael
They
B.
were all,
Jordan
like,
was
young.
Johnny Storm.
They all went young on that one. It was like
Yes.
everybody was like teenagers or something. I was like, this looks silly.
It's true.
So that's the second one. Obviously, John Krasinski was the
John
cameo,
Krasinski, right? Which I love.
right?
the
And
best
then you got Pedro Pascal. I was gonna say Pablo.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal as the new
I
one
would
that's
have
coming out.
corrected you, like I always do.
Thank you.
Okay.
So now we've set the table or the stage. The table. Say, I'm hungry.
Sure.
We set the
Either one.
stage.
You guys are on tonight. All right.
We've set the stage. Out of those four, who do you think has or will play the best Mr. Fantastic?
What? Or so you're saying has or will, meaning Pedro?
Yeah, Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah, including Pedro. And we seen Pedro. So Pedro and John kind of like got the same amount of screen time at this point because you only seen trailers for Pedro.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
Yeah. So
So
Mm.
based on this screen time,
yeah, screen time for Pedro, the cameo for John, right? And then obviously we have movies for the other two. Who do you think would think could play Mr. Fantastic?
I think it's a little unfair because
No,
if I
we're
was
not
to
going that
look
route.
at what I know now, I would say Krasinski. But if he played that part in an entire movie, he might not be as good as we think he is. But for the part that he played, I'm picking him.
Okay. So he's hedging his bet. Okay, I got it. That's what that sounded like to me. For the 5 minutes I got to see him, he was good. But if he played the whole length of a movie, he's not good. Okay.
No, I said
like
I
that.
don't know.
What you got,
That's what I
Moose?
said. I didn't say he was.
Well, I got something deeper than that. My cut is this. I am taking Krasinski based on what I wanted. I got exactly what I wanted. I just didn't get the ending that I wanted. I didn't get enough. I didn't get enough of Mr. Fantastic, but I liked him as Mr. Fantastic. But I think that he would do a in my opinion, so far, he has the best. Then Ian. Then the other two people are ties at this point.
Yeah.
Pablo Pascal and
Pedro?
Yeah, him too.
I'm with you on this, Moose, and it may sound like a softball one, right? It may sound like it's the obvious. I went back and I looked at the trailer for the new Fantastic Four probably another 2 or 3 times. Man, and every time I watch it, Pedro just looks worse and worse as Mr. Fantastic for me.
Ooh, don't
like
say that.
Yeah, he's just not like when I think about Mr. Fantastic, I think about confidence. I think about he knows there's
intellect.
Yeah, like and in the trailer he's so unsure of himself. And I don't know, maybe it's something to do with the story, but like I said, more I see it, I'm like, Pedro, you've done a lot of roles. And a lot of roles I can turn, even when you did Wonder Woman 84, I turned my eye a little bit there and I said it was okay. We'll let you slide on this one.
What did he do in that one? I don't know.
He was the bad guy.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, man, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, he was the bad guy.
Jeez.
And I said, I let that one slide. That's the freebie, right?
I don't know how you let that slide.
Because I'm looking at him here and I can't let him slide, Mr. Fantastic. I can't. It's too iconic of a role. I don't think he's going to pull it off. I think The Thing and Johnny Storm will outshine, even the Invisible Woman will outshine him in this movie. And he's supposed to probably be the biggest name in this movie.
But do you think it's because of him playing the part, or do you think it's because of the writing?
I don't think he should have been casted for this part, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I think his little mustache is the problem.
His patchy beard. He don't got a full beard. That's what it is.
Does he have a patchy beard in the thing?
Yeah, it looks pretty. I don't know, but I mean, just regular standard shots of him are pretty patchy.
Yeah, it's patchy.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's gonna do it. And now at this point, I've kind of psyched myself into that position where I'm like, he's not good. He's not good. And so So I think I'm gonna I'm just gonna, you know, when we went in to see Guardians of the Galaxy the very first time, we're like, this movie's gonna be good, and it turned out good. I hope
Right.
I hope this is the case.
I don't know, man. I think Thunderbolts would fall more into that role than Fantastic Four, because Fantastic Four, we are expecting something. Thunderbolts is like Guardians, where we were like, I don't know, because this is kind of a not so mainstream comic. Well, Fantastic Four absolutely is, and so they have a lot more writing on this. If they don't pull Fantastic Four off with all this hype that they put into it, they're going to have some upset people.
Well, the rumors are this is what's setting off the Avengers Doomsday
Right.
sequence.
Yeah.
So it'll not be a good start.
Is this an introduction to the Red Hulk again? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. So just for the record, John Krasinski will not ever do another Mr. Fantastic. It was only for that movie. It was a fan service because people are, you know, put it out there, but he won't do it again. So sad, but true.
Nah, well, his loss, you know.
I mean, it could have been a payday for him. Could have been another RDJ moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Considering the story arcs they could go with Mr. Fantastic, he could have a long tenure with the Illuminati and
yeah,
things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. I'm just wondering if, you know, because we see a lot of these lead roles now being taken down or taken away, where they don't get to be the lead roles in these comics or these movies. So I'm just curious as to why we're seeing it the way that we, because you're saying that you didn't think he should be cast at all. I'm just wondering if it's going to be in the writing as well.
Well, only time will tell, Magic Mike. All right. Well,
listen,
I can read the
feel
excitement all over here. I'm like, wow, okay.
I feel depressed after that conversation. I'm like,
man, I'm gonna go check into a hospital at this point. You guys are.
I wait for the host to take charge here.
Oh, listen. Well, that's Magic. Magic Mike's got the host button there. Jeez. Here,
no,
yeah,
it's hard to. It's like when we talk about some of the press topics. Game God just took us way down with that, and not because of him, but because of where it was going with Fantastic Four. If he's saying that it's getting worse and worse, then I'm concerned. But so speaking of worse, let's go into some best and some worst. How about that? Let's talk about best and worst of some franchises that we were familiar with.
As the water boy, I agree.
Okay, all right.
Water
there's the criteria. Do y'all want to know the criteria? Because I think that you guys might be able to guess it too easy with the criteria that is set for this particular topic.
I don't know. Give me a challenge. I don't know. Give me a challenge. Moose didn't give me a challenge. He didn't give me a challenge earlier with the music. So give me a challenge.
All right. So we're gonna do some best and worst for some of the. You didn't get half of them right. What are you talking about?
Excuse you. I got them all right except for one.
When you were watching the board, yes. Anyway, so thank you, Moose. These are franchises that we're familiar with. So I'm going to start with one that I think will be easy for you guys. Okay.
All right. Well, let's bring some excitement when you do this, will you? All right. Come on.
Best and worst of DC movies, DCU.
Oh, all of them. Let's go. Next topic.
Okay. Game God, what's the worst?
The worst. The first Justice League before the remake.
The first Justice League. Interesting.
What's
the short one? Not the Zack Snyder cut. The other one.
Right.
That's the worst DC movie you said?
Yes, DCU. Yep. DC movie.
Okay.
What you got, Moose?
I mean, you got a plethora to pick from. I mean, go ahead and snag one out of the air.
I love the energy you're coming with, Moose.
I'm trying to think of where. I mean, can you give me some choices?
Multiple choice.
This is the best and the worst of these franchises.
Of the DCU.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you got Wonder Woman, Flash.
Yeah.
Pick a Batman. You got plenty of Batmans to pick out of. DCU or
But that's the thing, though. Do I though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How far?
Yeah,
how deep do
I think those Batmans are Warner Brothers. They're not. Well, they're not really DCU.
See what I mean? That's why I'm going. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to figure out what's my choices here.
I think he's trying to hedge his bet, Game God.
Hey, so hey, Moose. I think you're good with Wonder Woman 84. Go with that one.
Is that worse than the Flash?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say yes. I would say
yes. Absolutely, it's worse than the Flash.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. I'm gonna go with the Flash as being the worst.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Okay. With Michael Keaton?
the worst is Suicide Squad.
Michael,
The worst is Suicide Squad,
See?
guys. Come on, we know
that's
this.
why I
That
try
is
to
the
say
worst.
you got to put this into context for me, because if
What
you're
is
just
context?
saying,
I can't list
Well,
all
Magic
the
Mike-
DCU movies for you.
I can't either. That's why I need some help. Obviously, that's why I said I
Hey,
need
come
some
on,
help.
cut the man some
You-
slack here. He's
you gotta
72.
know what-
Jeez.
Listen, man. Can we start over? All right, let's go with the best of DC. The best movie that you've
Dark
seen
Knight.
in DC.
Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight. I like the Dark Knight.
I like where you guys are going. I would agree with you.
Batman
However,
Begins.
that is not the case.
Oh, okay.
This is
Batman
again
Begins.
criteria
Good
that I
one.
pulled this. Zack Snyder's Justice League, his cut, Zack Snyder cut.
Oh wow, you sound excited to say that.
I'm not
let's
excited to
see,
say
I'm
that.
thinking portions of the DC were good. Zack Snyder cut is pretty good. I can't say that there was another one that probably topped that one though.
The
From
problem
Zack
is
Snyder
I can't
cut.
the problem is
Yeah.
I can't think of their entire library.
That's the
It's
problem.
you know, you mentioned Suicide
What about-
Squad.
going with you
What
guys to
about
pick
Harley
Dark
Quinn?
Knight.
Was Harley Quinn's thing, was that DCEU? Because that could easily be worse than the Flash.
Oh yeah, the Harley Quinn
never
movie.
saw it.
Right. Well, so if I give you the criteria, you're going to start guessing it pretty easy.
How about Joker?
But if you want to, I will. Why these movies are based on what they are.
Well, I mean, considering this is an audio podcast and you can't hold up pictures, you could tell me a little bit. That'd be all right.
I could tell you. Oh, I'm going to give you the criteria, and then you're guys going to say, "Oh, well, in that case." All right. This is based on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not going to tell you which score. I'm
Okay.
going to go with that.
Oh wait a minute, let me Google that. Hold on.
I knew that's what he's going to do.
I don't need to Google it. I got a pen in my
All right.
hand
All right, that was DC.
and one in my
Let's
pocket.
Let's go over to Star Trek.
Star Trek. Oh,
Star
man.
Trek franchise.
Number
Best
3.
and the worst.
All
From
right.
a Rotten Tomato score.
Best Star Trek.
I'm going to
all
watch
of
some
them,
Game Gods
all of them.
struggle. All
Yeah,
of them.
absolutely. I'm
All
gonna struggle
right.
with this
All
because
right.
I know
I'm
this.
gonna say I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and then I'll go first. Help Game God a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna
Appreciate
say Star Trek 4, Undiscovered Country. I think was that what that was?
it. Undiscovered World or Country.
This undiscovered country, but I thought 4 was the
The
going
Wrath
back,
of Khan.
No,
Sorry,
that's
I
2.
can't hear you.
2 is the Wrath of Khan. I think
Yeah,
3
is a
was-
Search for
is-
Spock.
Oh no, so
4
maybe it's
4 is I think Undiscovered Country.
Is there a
it's
5?
5 when they go back in time.
I think that's when they go back in time is Undiscovered
Okay.
Country. I think
Oh, is it?
not 5.
Oh man, I
It's
need
You
not
help.
got the
that.
criteria. You tell me.
I have the
Um,
criteria, but it doesn't list them all. I'm only telling you the ones that are the best and the worst.
All
That's
right.
what
Well,
I
the
got.
one that go back in to Planet Earth to save the whales. I think that's going to be number 1, based on what Rotten Tomatoes has.
worst.
Oh.
You're saying
All right, so
No, the best.
for best. Okay,
Yes.
okay. I
The
like where
best?
you're going with that. So
Okay,
what is your worst?
Worst? Boy, I'm going to say the one that not see. There's 2 different categories here, Magic Mike,
There are.
because you're
You
telling
are
me that.
correct.
See, for me, I would say the worst is something, and then the best is something else. But that's just me.
I get
I'm
that.
telling you that Rotten Tomatoes, what the audience might say, because the worst is probably when Jean-Luc met Captain Picard. Which one was that?
Oh wow.
Insurrection.
No,
Contact.
Insurrection was pretty
Insurrection?
good.
First Contact.
No, it
No,
wasn't First
No,
Contact.
it wasn't First Contact.
Nemesis.
No, it's not Generations. It's something like that. Oh
No,
my
it's
God.
Is
Is it
That's what
Generations?
Generations.
Okay.
I bet you that one's the worst. But that would be my
Mm.
guess.
All right.
Okay.
We got.
I have the list here of all of them, by the way.
Okay.
So
Go
so
ahead.
just so you know, it's Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home was number
Voyage
4.
Home 4.
Voyage Home.
Voyage Home. Okay.
4.
Number 5, the Final Frontier,
Yeah, no.
and then the Undiscovered Country was 6. I didn't even know there was 6.
It was 6.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
and then
All
the Generation films was First Contact. It was Generations, First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was so many. By the way,
There have been quite a few, and this pulls from all generations.
Well,
for
I was
this
going to say that
particular
the newer stuff is actually pretty good. I really like the newer stuff.
Yeah.
They
You
just
want to
stopped
change
doing
any of
it.
your answers then?
No,
No,
I
no,
want to
for
say
me, my answer.
Okay,
No, I'm not
gotcha.
changing what
All
the.
right.
I'm changing what I'm keeping with what I know for Rotten Tomatoes.
What
So
you got, Game God?
I'm gonna go with the best was Into the Darkness. Star Trek
Okay.
Into the Darkness. That's the one
That's
with
a good one.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch and
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that,
Yep.
that and it's probably
Khan.
because that's probably one of the only ones I've seen.
That's the only one you've known.
No,
And
you know, if I had to take a guess in the past, like some of the older ones, you know, if you said I couldn't pick those, I would probably say the best would probably be like Wrath of Khan or Search for Spock because they just so popular. Everyone knows those, and they have so
Well,
many.
nobody liked Search for Spock. That was
Nope.
No one-
Okay,
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
taking a guess there.
Wrath of Khan though is a fan favorite, but I don't know if it would hit on the tomato meter.
Okay, and then for the worst, it had to be like Final Frontier, like one of those obscure ones that like no one knows.
Okay. One of the ones he doesn't know. Listen, all right.
I don't know.
I'm gonna give you
3/4 of this
I'm going to
list.
give you the worst with a 24%,
Ooh,
and that is Game God is right. It is the Final Frontier. I got a 24.
yeah.
What did I say the worst was?
The
You
worst
said it was Generation.
Yes, you said it was Generations.
Okay.
By the way, William Shatner was the director for that
For Generations?
for Final Frontier.
Frontier.
No surprise.
Wow.
All right. The best is for with a 91 was Star Trek 2009. So that's the
2009.
original
Oh,
with the
that's the
remake.
remake of the originals. Yeah,
Oh, was
That's
it
correct.
really?
yeah.
Hmm.
That's the J.J. Abrams was the first one
J.J.
he
Abrams,
did.
yeah. Which again, I actually enjoyed a great deal.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that one a lot.
So
Yeah, I
you think
did
as
a
they
great
went on,
job
they
of
didn't.
taking a different. Once they changed the timeline, the Kelvin timeline, they did really good with even that direction because they still mixed in Khan. They still mixed in some of those things that made it really good. So I agree.
Yeah.
Great job for them. All right, next one is Harry Potter. Now this is going to include all the movies, which is going to be the Harry Potter original series and the Fantastic Beasts.
All right. Well, I don't even know why you throw Fantastic Beasts in there because it, unless you're going with the worst, because then the last Fantastic Beast worse, hands down.
Which one is that one? That was that one, Crimes of Grindelwald, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's when they changed Johnny Depp, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. All right.
Right off the bat, I think we agree both on that one, Moose. We're
Okay.
both on that one.
Yeah. And then the best. Boy, this is
That's tough.
I'm
That's
gonna
tough.
say it was the last Harry Potter. So number
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Deathly Hallows 2.
2. Yeah, it's either gonna be 1 or 2.
I'm gonna go with 1.
On that. Okay.
I'm going with the first one.
Game God always goes with the first of the two. He Infinity War.
Yeah, he goes with Infinity War versus Endgame. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's good. It's a good plan.
It's a good
All right.
philosophy.
Well, you're both right on one, and that is the worst, which is Crimes of Grindelwald. Absolute the worst at 53%. I'm surprised it was that high. And then the best, Moose, good job. Deathly Hallows 2 with 89%.
I thought it
was
would have been
absolutely the best one. The second best would be the original Harry Potter movie. I'm sorry, Game God, but you're out on that.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, buddy.
Right. Let's go to we're gonna run out of time here, so I'll make it quicker here. MCU. We're gonna jump to MCU.
Ooh. Ooh.
We've talked
Infinity
about
War,
MCU before.
best one.
With this.
Infinity War, best one.
Uh,
Iron Man 3, the worst.
We
man.
talked about this.
Okay. Rotten Tomatoes. Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
So it's gonna be Endgame.
For me, Iron Man 3 worse. Right.
Okay.
Best.
Throw away. You don't need that movie.
I don't even. It doesn't.
Like, does he even wear the suit that movie? I don't even think he wears the suit.
He doesn't
I
wear
don't
the
know,
suit in that movie.
But some kid, gets him back. Gets Tony Stark, a genius,
and
back.
shows up in his funeral at the end of Endgame.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Endgame 1 is number 1 worst.
Okay.
Without being Iron Man 3, which I think it should be. I'm gonna say it was probably Thor, second Thor.
Second Thor. Was that the
Dark
Ether?
Dark World.
Dark World, yeah, with the ether.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That is good.
That might be a fight there. I think
I don't think that this is the case. By the way, I just think that that's what fans might say, or
Okay.
Rotten
I
Tomatoes.
think the Thor series as a whole wasn't great. Like, I mean, the first Thor was probably good, but the other I
Probably
think
good.
was
You've seen it.
Was the
no. I say probably good.
Oh, wait a
meaning, like,
minute.
from
They
a score.
came out with another Thor, didn't they?
Yeah,
Love and
right.
three
Well, they
Thors.
came out with
Love and
Ragnarok.
Hate.
They had 4. Then
What,
Love
it's
and 4.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Right.
I take that back. I think it's the last one. Love and Hate.
Love and Hate.
Nah, see, I don't think they would rate that low. Although it probably should be.
I never saw that one actually.
That's the thing.
Ragnarok would be the best, I think, out of all the Thors because it had Hulk in it.
Really?
It was a comical. It was a
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah, but
The
I
best
think
one was
it
the first one. Period.
the best one. I think the best one is the first one.
I'm
Absolutely.
still gonna stick with the second Thor. Although
Okay.
I think I just think that this is Anyway, keep going.
All right, Game God's turn.
Oh, Iron Man 3 for sure. For
Right.
sure. Hands down.
What would you say for the best?
Infinity War. Come on.
Infinity War. All right. I was really surprised by these two, but we've talked about this for the Rotten Tomatoes score. So the worst with a 45% is Captain Marvel.
Oh wow.
See, I forgot about that.
And I didn't think it was that bad. Not
I mean, that we should have said Eternals.
Yeah, I would
I
have
was
said
gonna say,
Eternals.
I would have picked Eternals. I
I
would have
forgot about
picked
that.
Iron
When I
Man
think of-
3.
When I think of MCU, I think of the first run.
That's true. The first 15.
I never think of the others.
Yeah, but it's
Man,
all.
We could have put Black Panther 3 in there. You know?
Has there been a Black Panther?
No, there wasn't one.
But
That's
it
the
didn't
point.
do
What
well.
did I miss? All right,
Yeah.
and the best one, which we've all seen this one together, and this surprises me. Remember what we saw together, all three of us? Salt Lake City?
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi is ranked number 1 with 98%.
No way.
I forgot that was in there too. I would have put that as the
Look,
worst.
first of all, that list is bogus. There's no
Yeah.
way. You telling me
the
Shang-Chi
list
was
can't
bad?
be bogus. It's just what is rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Whether you
No.
like it or not, that is what it is.
You're gonna talk about Debbie Downer. Jeez.
All right.
Mm.
Last but not least, we're going to go
All right.
into Moose's real world here.
Lord of the Rings.
And again, you have to. Lord of the Rings is on here, but I'm going to skip it for now. Remember, this is all encompassing. We're going to go
Back
to
to the
Star
Future.
Wars. Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh man.
Okay.
This is
Moose will
this
get this. He should have no problem with
This is the
All right.
second of the trilogies.
Best.
all of
Be-
them.
Best. I'm gonna say if it's Rotten Tomatoes, I'm gonna say it's Force Awakens number 1. Worst gonna be Phantom Menace.
Ooh.
That's what they're gonna say.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Game God guess, and I'm gonna come back to Moose.
All right. So The Force Awakens, I agree. Number 1. It might be tough. It might be the it's the what is it? The Return of the Jedi? Might be the
I don't know.
best.
You tell me.
Might be, yeah, you're the one saying it.
I'll go with The Force Awakens because it was
Force
just too many
Awakens?
moments, and it was so long in between, and people
See, that's
were
what I'm banking on. IMDb would have more people voting on one particular piece.
That's
Yes.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so all right. For the worst, I'm gonna say it's the second one after that. Like whatever. What was it? Last?
The Last Jedi should be
Last
the
Jedi?
worst.
Yeah.
Hands down, it should be the worst.
Yeah,
I'm just
Last
saying I
Jedi.
don't believe that IMDb will see it that way. So
All right, Moose. I'm gonna come back to you. Do you want to change any of your answers and go with
What?
what you would think?
What is this?
Well, I mean, I would. I told you what. That's why
Okay.
I get two guesses.
Give me your truth.
I
Give me
get-
your truth.
He
as
wants
it
you
is.
to hedge your bet. Oh my goodness.
No, I
wants
just
me
want his truth because early on he was saying he's going to go with what his thought are, and then he switched going Rotten Tomatoes.
Hey,
now I
hey.
want him to go with his.
Right.
Hey Moose, I want you to do your signature trademark. Go ahead, hedge your bet. Go ahead.
Like I said, I think Last Jedi is the worst Star Wars ever made.
Okay.
But I also think that I think that Empire Strikes Back is probably the best Star Wars, with Force Awakens probably being equal to it. And I say that because they were both super good.
Yeah.
That's just what
Yeah, I
I
would
think.
agree with that.
So
All right. So here's the truth. The worst is The Last Jedi at 41%.
okay.
Okay.
So Moose, you guessed it right on for actually what it really is, and the best is The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
With 95%.
Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't think it would have that many, IMDb voting, so I didn't pick it because what I think is what I think, and that's Empire Strikes.
Well, and to be honest with Star Wars, for this piece, I still think those originals hold a lot, and people will still vote on those because that is what we know about Star Wars. That's where it all started.
Well, I mean, if there's any indication, I think what was it? Episode 3 comes out this weekend, or it came for the May the 4th weekend.
Episode 3 is the 20th anniversary.
Is that this weekend? I thought one came out this last weekend.
It might be this last weekend running through the week, but
yeah, I'm trying to get to the theater to see it.
Moose, I heard there's a new scene.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hmm.
Somebody almost told me. They said, "Oh, I better not tell you. I don't want to give it away."
Okay.
Now we need to go. $20 down the drain.
Time. That's it.
I think
you may
absolutely
like this best and worst, but that's it based on Rotten Tomatoes. Some of these are kind of way out there. Some of them I think are okay, but for the most part, we would not have put this list together like this.
I am curious of the Lord of the Rings. I guess we're gonna have to take it another day, but I am curious.
Okay, go for it, real quick.
Well, you're gonna have to. You might
the best is the Return of the King.
You might have to save Switch 2 for another day if we go.
We can.
Fellowship and Two Towers are the best, 95%, and Hobbit: Battle of Five Armies was the worst.
Thank you for allowing me to pick.
Well, you trying to rush us on?
No, I was just telling Game God, so I didn't want to steal a segment from him.
I got you.
All right, so I guess I got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. They're giving me the sign. 3 minutes. Okay.
That gives me 5 minutes for Andor. So yeah, keep on running.
Oh, we can bench this. This is a nice topic. I can expand on this. We'll just bench it. Let's go to Andor.
All right, Andor season 2 episode. Let's just talk about episode 1. Yeah, no spoiler here.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to tell you what I think. Since I went last on most of this stuff already. Andor season 2 episode 1 starts off awesome. Because in this hangar, the lights come on. And you see this TIE fighter there. All of a sudden I go, oh yeah, I'm watching Star Wars. Immediately. And it almost brought me back to The Force Awakens in that moment where you felt like, oh, this is Star Wars. Man, I was really happy with the way that this particular episode ended up. It got a little funky in the middle when you got to the Empire piece, and you're like, what is going on? I'm watching the
tourist show.
Yeah, I'm watching only because we'd never seen anything like that, and it didn't turn me off. It was just like, this is a little strange. Where is this going to go? And I'm still not sure. To be frank, I don't understand what I mean. I get the propaganda piece that they're trying to talk about, but it left me a little like, this is what they would resort to. But okay, usually it's just by force alone that they go in and get things. So I'm a little concerned or curious about that. And then I was always happy to see people die that you didn't expect to die in a first episode. I thought that was pretty good because you didn't expect it. You didn't know what to think. So I was kind of happy with that. But overall, the feel of it felt like it was a different story, or a carryover from Andor. I'm just saying a different story that we haven't heard, which I'm excited to continue on about.
Listen, Game God, sorry, you paused, so I'm jumping in. Okay. Moose, you're 100% right. When you see the only thing I'll just go with what I didn't like about this episode first is quick. I didn't get a recap, and some of these things I started going, what was that? What happened?
Yeah,
I wish I had gotten a recap, but that's okay. This is a great episode, and Moose, to your point, I think how I see it playing out is that they have to convince people that they should join before they just take over with the Force. And I think that is a absolute emperor move to say, come join me. Because we get it in the with Palpatine in the Senate. They're convincing them, hey, listen, you got to do it this way. This way is come follow us. These other guys are bad. And I think that's what they're trying to do here. And I think it's an evil piece that we would get from the Empire, right?
Interesting.
So I kind of like that, actually.
Okay.
But it really just plays into what we expected. We all talked that this was going to be good. And this first episode has absolutely done that piece. It's exciting to watch as you watch this first episode. I immediately went to, I want that Lego set. Because you see that fighter, the TIE fighter, it is incredible. And watching Andor
Yes.
try to learn how
Yeah.
to use it, because most of the time you don't get that, right? They just jump in and use it.
Yep.
And this thing is so quick and nimble and it's agile.
And he
all
didn't
these
know what he
things.
was doing. He's like, oh, I don't know how to. Yeah.
Yes,
that
yes,
was
I
great.
thought that
Yeah.
part was great. Yeah, absolutely.
So the very first thing I noticed is obviously, without saying what you guys already said, the set designs on this show is spectacular. Like, it is straight movie quality. Like, when you watch a show, especially lately on Disney Plus, when you think about like the Acolyte, like, it looked like in the Acolyte they put $50
Oh
for
yeah.
budget on
Yeah.
the
We
set,
actually have
right?
a better screen on us right now than the Acolyte did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. And so when I see this, the very first thing, like you said, when they turn the lights, like, wow, that's crisp. That's
Yeah.
real clean. Like, man, I want that person to come clean my house. Like, that's the first thing I said. But I love that, to your point, when you talk about when he got inside, they never really show how they fly these things, right?
Mm.
It also gave me feels of when the Mandalorian got his ship.
Right.
When he got, I forgot the name of that ship, but the new one, the fast one.
Right.
So I was like, wow, that's awesome. And the fact that, yeah, and then the fact that the stormtroopers coming in, like, what's going on here? Like, what is going on? That's the ship.
Right.
It's moving. Like, it's like, I
Well,
thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I love the fact when you see that stormtrooper at the end there, it was a snowtrooper, and I'm like, what's the snowtrooper doing where he's at right there? Immediately when he gets outside, you realize, oh, well, that's what the snowtrooper's doing there.
Yep. And then the other piece I like is that I did not realize, to your point, Magic Mike, with the recap piece, there was so many different stories or arcs going on Andor that, like, as they cut through different scenes, I'm like, oh man, yeah, I'm starting to remember that, right? I'm starting to remember that there was like 3, they all intertwined, right?
Yeah,
So which made this show really great.
Yeah.
But separately, when you see them separately, wow, they're so different. Like, they're so, you got the Republic piece. You got the Empire piece, you got the Andor, the Rebels piece. So they're 3 different, essentially factions, right? But they all kind of tie in together. The propaganda piece was a little weird, because it's like you said, Moose is like, we haven't seen anything like that. But to your point, Magic Mike, I love that analogy of saying, hey, let's first try to brainwash them, make them seem like we're good.
Yeah.
And then if not, well, we could always resort to the ways we know, right?
I mean,
So
that's true, and I and they said it in the show. I didn't quite gather that as well as Magic Mike did. So for me, for him to put it in that perspective, for me to go, no, it's this way, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like that makes sense. So I like that. I like that.
And a small detail that you guys might have noticed, and I just noticed now, and we just never talked about it. The rankings on the Empire, like the red and blue squares. They have different plaque sizes, and I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, he only has 2 blocks. Oh, he has 4 blocks. Like, and trying to see where he.
Welcome to the party, Game God. Yeah.
Yeah. But that, because I was so intrigued with the background and the set, and I paid attention to all those little nuances and details, and I really like just even the outfits. I'm like, that's a nice outfit. I'd like to wear that.
I have to cut in because as you're saying this, the first thing that goes to my mind, because when you see that first, they turn those lights on, I felt like I was on the Rise of the Resistance ride when you walk into that room of the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It's bright, it's crisp, it's clean. That's
4K, baby.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I know this is only one episode we're talking about. But based on this, I'm like, I immediately, by the way, guys, watched the second one after watching this. So I'm like, I gotta keep going, right? And it is only for the audience here.
Didn't know if you wanted to pick up on that badge.
Yeah, that's Chris. That's 4K right there.
Yeah.
You run a marathon for that?
New Republic Marshal Police.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got you. Good to meet you. But I immediately watched the second episode and just I think I just ran out of time. AKA I had to go to sleep. I didn't watch the third one, but man, it great. I'm glad that they took their time with this, that they put it out right, they didn't rush it. So far, from what I've seen so far, we got a winner here. This is going to fall in the category for TV shows as Rogue One did for the movie.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's what it's going to land at.
Yeah.
I think it's going to stand out above that. Actually, this could come down. And I didn't know this. Did you guys know that there's only 2 seasons? Did y'all know that?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You mean
Yes,
forever?
Yes, because
Yeah,
it
this is
says
the final
final
season.
season.
Yeah,
It says
this
that
final
on the
season.
thing?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's final season.
When I saw that, I was like, "What do you mean the final season?"
That's a mistake.
Well, I guess they're going to lead into the movie, right? Is where they're going to end up going.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's what
know.
Moose told me. Moose said that there's no other way. It has to lead into
It has
Rogue
to.
One.
Yeah. But,
Oh no, yeah, Rogue One. Yeah, it has to lead into Rogue
Sorry,
One.
yes, that's what I meant.
Oh, sorry.
This has
Yeah.
to be one of the best Andor. One of the best
Series?
Star Wars series. Period.
Well, there's not many of them out there.
There's not, but there's. I mean,
There's a
I might even put
handful
it above
coming.
Mando.
I mean, you take Boba Fett, Mando, Andor. So how
Acolyte.
would you rank? How would you rank those three right there?
Oh, those three.
The Acolyte we toss out.
Toss
that
out,
goes
okay.
out. Yeah.
What about Obi-Wan?
We start
And
one.
Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. See. Okay.
See?
All right. So here we go. Ready?
Okay.
The Acolyte we throw out.
Throwaway. That's
Okay.
a
We throw it
Okay.
out. We
It's a
don't even.
throwaway.
We throw the.
never happened.
You throw the baby out with the bathwater on that.
What
one.
never
Get
happened.
rid of it.
I don't know what
All
you're
right.
talking about.
So with the other four. All right. So here we go. Mando, Boba Fett,
Okay.
Andor,
Okay.
Ahsoka,
What
Okay,
about
yep.
Obi-Wan?
And Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan. All right. Why did you have to bring in Obi-Wan?
Because you have to, because
All
of the
right,
one.
we get five series. All right. Who are you starting?
Man.
Who you benching? And who you cutting?
No.
So
We already
only
cut.
top
No, we
three-
already
top
did the
three out
cut.
of five?
We already did the cut.
Acolyte doesn't count. Acolyte doesn't count. Got to make this a lot much harder than that one. That was too easy. Everybody would have them cut.
So who you starting? Oof.
Don't. Yeah.
Yeah, what you got, Game God?
We'll start with Game God. Game God. Who you starting? Who you benching? Who you cutting?
I think I'm gonna start Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think I'm gonna have to put on the bench because in my mind, putting on the bench means they'll eventually come into the game. Is Andor,
Uh-huh.
and who I'm cutting has to be Ahsoka.
Mm,
Really? Okay. Magic Mike.
that's tough. Wow. And it's a little unfair because Andor hasn't finished, right? So
They have a season one.
I
Yeah.
know we do have season one, and Obi-Wan only went one season, right? Did it?
Yep.
One
Yes.
season?
Yep.
One
One
season.
season.
Okay. So, but this is not fair, Moose. I'm telling you.
This is
Okay.
completely fair. And,
Based on what I know, I think I'm gonna start Mando.
Which really? I would
Yes,
say
I
which
think I'm gonna
season,
start
but it doesn't
Mando.
matter.
What's that?
I would say which season, but it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter because it's the whole thing. Then, but see, Obi-Wan just has the one scene, just the one scene. Oh my gosh! So Obi-Wan's gonna be next.
He's gonna be in the bench.
Obi-Wan's on the bench.
Okay. Okay. Who you cutting?
And
Who's not making it? Who's redshirted?
Boba Fett. I'm gonna cut Boba Fett.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Wow.
goodness. Decisions
Well,
had to be
that's-
made, Moose. Decisions
That's all
had to be
that's
made.
all the time we have today.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, what?
Wow.
I gotta say? I gotta
Yes.
say something?
Say,
Oh man. Unfortunately, I
get
think
it in there.
with everything we know,
He's
I
killing time.
I think you gotta start Obi-Wan. I think you bench Mando, and I think I think he's right. I think you cut Ahsoka. I think
My man. That's the owner's son right there.
I could be wrong. I'm the owner's son. It has to count. Hey, join us again next week. We talk about it again. How about that?
I was just leaving. Da-da-da-da.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.